I've had a lot of caffeine.
Dude, I haven't even slept today.
So we're all in complete different levels.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. Landon's fucking
Isaac's tired,
amped.
dude. I'm caffeinated.
I'm about to be halfway
Keith hungover.
buzzed.
You go out.
To 167 pounds in 2 weeks. From 159.
Fuck, bro. Really?
That's pretty good, dude. Especially
Making
because you're
gains
still
right now.
fairly lean. If I had to guess, you're under 12% body fat right now.
I'm very lean.
Yeah. That's
Diced
awesome.
up, son.
Getting the gains back up.
I'm skinny fat to the max. It's horrifying.
Me and Ian were looking at, and my biceps weren't as small as I thought.
Bro, I'm weighing fucking 206 and I'm weak as fuck. Like at my strongest, I probably
You're
weighed
the same as me, bro.
I weighed 198 at my strongest and leanest. But oh my gosh, dude, I'm so mad right
I
now.
think this is the strongest.
I'm still
I've
pretty
ever
lean.
been
I'm probably
in my
like
life.
15% body fat.
I'm probably somewhere within the 15 to 20% range. But
It's not
yeah,
bad.
all of my lifts have gone down like 70 pounds. I'm really fucked up about it, actually.
I'm starting to get more vascular as I've maintained my leanness. I'm about to bulk up, and I'm going to do a couple cycles, though. So,
Yeah, I need to start figuring something out.
I don't know. I think I've been
Struggle.
very vascular, but how do you train as far as like Sam Solik talks about this, and I was talking to Keith about it. I think it's a new way of training.
I used to take vascularity supplements, but I don't know how much they help.
it's all nutrition.
necessarily.
That's vascular, yeah. It's not training, really.
Even he was just saying like training, like he has a new way of training. Like he doesn't really focus on the sets he's doing. He does everything till failure.
That's bodybuilding,
I've
though,
never
yeah.
heard-
That's more old school bodybuilding. Well, that's
Yeah.
also like Mike Mincer.
I'm doing it for longevity. I stopped doing bodybuilding. Like, Ronnie Coleman, bro, he can't even fucking walk.
Yeah, but Rodney Coleman, you have to understand, also did powerlifting. And here's the thing:
Lifted absurd weight.
at
too.
the end of the
But
day,
lifted till
you're
failure.
going to
He's
get-
doing exactly what
You're
Sam
going to
Solik's
get
doing.
results if you,
know?
are putting a stimulus like on your body.
You don't want to go to failure. You want to go to like to where you have like 2 reps still in there. I go to failure like still sometimes. Like it's not terrible, but if you're doing it every single time, bro, like that's hard on your body.
Well, there's 3 factors you
You're
got to
just
consider.
constantly ripping muscles apart,
There's 3 factors you got to
and
consider.
it is how you grow, but it's
Like-
gonna like
genetics, training style, and nutrition. Well, and then also like PEDs.
resting. Yeah, I think you should not
'Cause
do
if you take-
steroids
if you
though,
take PEDs, your
unless you're
resting-
doing all 3 of those right.
Yeah, your PEDs is, well, 4, but your PEDs is going to drastically change depending on the other 3 factors.
Right.
Or maybe vice versa. Yeah, like your rest and recovery and your nutrition is going to change based on your PEDs. I mean, at the end of the day, they should all be dialed in. But like,
Well, yeah, you should only be
everybody's just so unique, man. to
like
be
I'm not
honest.
even hopping on cycle right now because my nutrition wasn't right yet, and my sleep was off, and so was my working out. Like if I'm not doing those 3 things right,
Yeah.
I'm not getting on gear. There's no point because it's
No,
not
it's
going to do anything for me.
It's really pointless
You know?
because I mean, you got to
Yeah.
be disciplined regardless.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get my discipline back up while I'm natty right now, and then I'm gonna get back on.
I think it's. I don't think Sam Solik lifts heavy weight though. He does like a lot of machines.
That's not true at all.
Dude, he goes so heavy.
He's so incredible.
Yeah.
He is one of the strongest bodybuilders
Yeah.
Squat.
of all time, especially
Does
for
he
his
do
age.
like lots of deadlifts? Like I don't see
Isaac,
him do those.
you don't
squat
understand.
deadlifts.
He has literally the grip strength compared to like professional arm wrestlers, and he's only like 22, bro.
Dude, he's strong as fuck. Like he's maxing out every
He
machine.
is incredibly strong.
Yes,
It is
like, it's-
ridiculous. Like bodybuilders get freaked out that work with him because like he trains so hard.
Yeah.
How tall is he though? He has to be very short. Because by
I don't think he's that short, bro. I think
He's like
average
250,
height.
bro.
I think he's like 5'10", dude.
He's 250, and he's probably like around my height, maybe between me and Keith.
And his off season right now during Bowl King, he's 250. That seems big. I would imagine. Well, maybe you're right. Yeah, that probably makes.
Actually, when he was lean, I think he was 230.
oh, he's way taller than I thought. He has a really short torso.
How tall is he?
5'11".
Yeah, so he's probably an
not
inch
short.
taller than me.
Yeah, he's fucking average height.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a beast, dude. But he's gonna fuck his body up pretty quick if he continues to do what he's doing. That's like there's no longevity in that.
Well, I want to know what his cycles are too,
He's not very transparent about that. But I mean, at
He's
the end
not.
of the day,
He doesn't
like
lie that he's on.
he's willing to take
Yeah.
risk, and I think like he's a really smart guy. He's obviously a freak ass athlete. Like he did diving and all that. Like he knows what he's getting himself in for. He's intelligent enough to like be willing to take those risks, and anybody that does professional sports does. Like, you know, bodybuilders and professional football players, UFC fighters,
Yeah.
like it's all dangerous.
I think they all do
respect
peds to a lot of
dude.
them.
Respect
They
to
don't-
him. He's probably
yeah.
healthier than like 90% of people.
Yeah.
Just I don't
When
know.
I was listening to him too, he doesn't like he talks about how a lot of the people say like a lot of these bodybuilders have body dysmorphia,
Yeah.
and he says he doesn't have it. He recognizes what he does.
I think he does because all he wants to do is gain mass.
No,
That's his main goal,
he
though.
recognizes
He thinks he's like.
what he would. I'll just listen to what he was saying. He's going to school for like he's actively still going to school. He's a very smart kid.
Yeah, he is.
But he was basically saying, if body dysmorphia is not recognizing that you look like a freak. He wants to be a freak, but he says when he looks at other common people, he recognizes that they have fantastic bodies. But what he's going for is freak. So he like Keith said, like he's going for a sport. Like that's his sport. Like he wants to be at the top of his sport. He recognizes that that's not, you know what I mean, normal.
Yes,
per
I don't
se.
think any bodybuilding though is healthy though. Like
I
they
don't
all,
think so either.
they're all unhealthy in a way that they want to look like that. Because even bodybuilding is not healthy. Like they're dieting, how hard they train, and everything they're doing just to look a certain way is not healthy. Like you honestly need a little bit of fat on you to look healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
I don't
that
even think the look looks
like
good
I
to
think
me.
that it should change, dude. Because like nowadays, I feel like bodybuilders look way too flat. Like
Yeah.
they're.
It's just about how lean you can get.
I
right?
know, and I don't like that at all. I like it when they look more full and they have more water in their muscle bellies. Like I think
Yeah.
it looks healthier.
Like
and-
Arnold?
Yeah, dude. Like 70s,
that was a great
like
era.
70s classic men's physique or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think nowadays. Well, and then like everybody had those HGH bellies and shit. Like
That's honestly not even from growth hormone. That's just from like them dieting, eating like shit, like bulking up really fast and then
Yeah.
cutting weight.
I don't know. All I know is like the super freak people now. Like I like some of the crazy big looking bodybuilders and stuff, but like I feel like it's gone a little far. To be
It
honest.
has, yeah.
I'm not. That was
God.
a real Kyle moment right there, dude. If you don't edit that out, people are gonna think you're such a dick to your mom, dude.
I am, bro. I'm such an asshole.
No, but
Did you guys watch any of the Jeffrey Epstein stuff though?
I watched that the list came out. I did
barely
not look
did,
at
dude.
who was on the list.
I'm not gonna lie.
But
I don't like hearing about shit like that too much. Anyways, it's too disturbing for me.
I couldn't even watch the show. Yeah, it's really
I don't want
gross.
to think
I don't
about,
think I will watch
I
it.
just don't want to think about powerful, rich people molesting children. It's just fucked up. It makes me feel sick. Like, why would I want to even? I mean, I recognize it's a problem and I understand that it's real, but like, what am I gonna do to change it? And like, I don't need to. Like, I'm not a fucking freak. Like, I'm not getting
Yeah.
off on the details. So like, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to overly digest some of the content. But from what I heard, it was incredibly fucking disturbing. I was not
Yeah.
impressed at all.
I watched it. I
just think you're a coward if you don't look into it and ignore all the facts.
No,
It's
I mean-
not about like being disgusting and indulging in it. It's about like this is real life shit, bro, and it's like it's happening now.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
You know?
They
Like,
didn't release the full list though. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't.
No,
Well, it's not
there-
even a list. It's like co-conspirators, whoever
Yeah.
flew on the plane with them.
Yeah, but they didn't release the
So
full
not everybody on there was actually like on
Well-
the island and stuff. They just flew on a plane with him. Like Robert F. Kennedy, he came out and said already years before, he's like, yeah, I'm going to be on the list because I've flown with him twice.
And some people that are brought up on the list,
Uh-huh.
they were just brought up purely because they were asking about different influencers and celebrities, and they had nothing to do with him at all.
Yeah.
So they could be on the list even though they had no affiliation with him. Because it's just like they're. I mean, we're at the end of the day, nobody's gonna fucking know for sure, unless Ghislaine Maxwell comes clean with what information she has, because. He's
That
dead.
was fucked
Epstein
up
is
that
dead,
she
bro.
was claimed to be a victim for so long
Also,
too,
like-
when she was a part of it. That was insane.
Very interesting.
He has to
that-
be. I feel like he has to be like a fucking Mossad spy for Israel.
Who?
Epstein.
Why?
I-
You
I
hear
didn't.
about
I
all
did
that?
not hear about that.
dude. Ghislaine. First of
Maxwell?
all, Epstein is a Jewish name,
Oh,
and Ghislaine's father was a spy.
Ghislaine is Maxwell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife,
Yeah.
who helped him traffic all the children.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's messed up, dude.
So they're both from Jerusalem,
Well,
or what?
I don't know.
What's the conspiracy?
No. They're not from Jerusalem. I mean, I believe Ghislaine's father is. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but basically, what a lot of like governments will do, or intelligence like agencies, they'll get people that are very affluent from different countries to do corrupt, fucked up, nefarious shit. So they have dirt on them, and they can like use that as leverage to get them to do things later on for
yeah. Well, he
different
was involved in a
political
lot of
reasons and
politics.
business things.
I don't think like necessarily RFK Jr. was that, but he tried to be in a lot of politicians' ears so he can pull and get leverage in a certain way. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta play the game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I at the end, dude. Here's the fucking thing. Like,
I think the same thing could be with Trump too. I don't know if he was on the
I
island.
just don't
No,
trust.
he came out and said that. I was just gonna say this. Trump just came out. He called it for years. Hey, there's interviews where he's saying that this guy was a pedo.
Yeah, but in another interview, Trump said that he was a good guy.
He didn't fly on the plane with him though.
He did. I thought he did. He was
this
on the
could have
plane
been-
list.
Was
or
this
something.
before or after the 2005 trial for Epstein molesting that little girl? Because if you're affiliated with Epstein after 2005, then you're kind of fucked up. But beforehand,
No, Trump went away from after all that. He said that he did not like it.
well, because
Trump went away from it. And
He publicly
yeah.
spoke. Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I'm
but
saying.
beforehand he was friends with them, and he was with a lot of politicians though. Beforehand is what you got to understand.
Like a lot.
It was not
yeah.
just Trump.
No, I
Yeah,
did. Like,
so-
well, and then
I mean, he was
you're not
Maxwell was
look-
best
you're not
friends with
fucking
RFK
looking into
Jr.'s
people
wife.
that deeply either. Like, you just, especially if you understand somebody's affluent and they have no weird shady shit tied to them, you're just gonna speak kindly because you're a polite person,
And
Right.
the question is,
and because
Yeah.
also they might be able to leverage you later for political gain with money and stuff. Like if they help fund your campaign or something, you know.
Yeah,
But I mean, I don't know. It's whatever.
I mean, I wasn't surprised about Clinton being on there. We all know that
No,
he
he's a
likes
fucking
young girls.
pervert,
bro.
yeah.
I was like,
Literally,
So,
the Clinton family is just disgusting.
did you see what Andrew Schultz said though? He said somehow I still like Clinton more than Hillary Clinton though. I was like,
yeah,
bro.
that shit was hilarious. Dude.
I was like, dude, I think Hillary Clinton just like
Dude, I don't know.
so
like,
hated upon.
He's a bad person, but listen,
Just a
dude.
likable guy, like the way he talks. Terrible person though, yeah.
He's just a likable guy, dude. And
Yeah.
like, his
He plays the figure well. Like
his presence in like media and shit,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, he is.
He's
It's-
just a fucking swaggy old bachelor, but he's probably just a creepy freak though. At the end of the day,
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
it's all a front, dude.
You don't want to believe it because he's such a nice guy, but it's like, yeah, he's such a fucking.
Supposedly nice guy. That's just what he lets you see in the media.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like he's
that
really
is true.
good at,
Yeah,
Like even with you could go with like any president in history, like Obama, like had a lot of dirt in his closet that a lot of people didn't know, and he just really speaks well.
Yeah, he's like one of the most
Like, you
loved
wanna
presidents
like
because
him.
he's our first black one. But dude, he fucking
He did a lot of.
did so much bad stuff in the Middle East. he bombed. He fucked Syria harder than probably any other president that was involved on the war on terrorism, dude.
Yeah.
yeah,
He
it's
did
pretty
a lot
messed
of
up.
crazy
He fucked Syria up, bro.
And then Prince Andrew, he was on there too.
That was
And that
surprising.
was-
He's always been a freak, dude.
He's
He has
always been a
lot of
little
dirt.
weird, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. He was in trouble for sexual assault allegations before he got on the Epstein list
Well,
too. So.
did you watch the documentary with
With like a 16-year-old girl.
the
bro.
like this
I did
older
not
man?
know that one.
Why am I drawing a blank on who it was? Basically, this guy came out. What is it? Is it England or wherever? What
Look,
country?
Prince
did they
Andrew?
run?
I think it's UK. Is
Yeah,
it?
UK.
Listen, dog. I'm not gonna cap.
Dude, I don't know.
I get kind of.
I don't know where
fucked up.
Prince Andrew is either.
But anyways, basically,
Mind you guys,
I don't live there.
we don't know a lot about politics or geography.
yeah.
This is a real bro cast, dude.
Yeah, this is a super broadcast,
We're not
honestly.
that educated.
Basically,
Yeah.
he
Trying to be.
he's been associated with like a lot of very, like this guy that was prosecuted in the UK for like some of the most rapes of all time, like Prince Andrew and his family, like were friends with this guy.
I didn't hear about this.
I need to find the Netflix documentary.
I'm not surprised,
I'll
though.
have to show you guys.
Yeah, I'm only going to speak about stuff I know, but Hawking too. I mean, how the fuck is he on the island, bro? Or on the list? That makes no sense.
Oh, it does.
Dude, guy can't even talk. Like, could
He
you
can
imagine
watch
him
though.
trying to like even like say that he wants to have sex with a child? He's like,
He can watch. He had kids still.
oh, he did?
With his with his nurse that he
No,
like,
his
ended up-
wife. He had a wife, bro.
He ended up marrying his nurse. Though.
He-
He had
he-
an affair.
Yeah, he did have an affair. He's a freak.
But I think
dude.
he ended up having a baby
Stephen
with that
Hawking.
girl too.
You know what's fucking crazy that makes me kind of sick? Is like a lot of
That guy couldn't even talk.
super geniuses or like just very affluent people, they just get into weird like sex crimes.
Okay, but do you guys really believe that Stephen Hawking could do that though?
110%.
He had to look at words at the end of his life to like.
Yes, 110% he could, especially early on, dude.
His brain was
Dude,
so damn right.
his dick can still get hard. You can make
He had
these
kids
girls
on
like they can
wagers.
perform oral sex acts on him while he's in his chair. Also, like people that are paraplegic,
Uh-huh.
they have like fucking like sex slings where the girl can pull their dick into him and like fuck him and stuff.
Oh, bro. I did not know that.
Dude, yeah. Just because he's disabled doesn't mean he can't fuck kids. He 110% could have performed pedophilia.
It's just more fucked up because you need some assistance.
Because he's crippled, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you need some assistance. That means there's so many
Fucking
people
dude,
helping
it's
him out.
sickening.
No,
bro.
bro.
That means there's a long line of people helping him.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah. Who's
dude,
helping
I
him
can't
do
even
this?
talk about that
I don't
anymore, bro. I
understand
gotta
Get
it.
him on the
Stop.
plane.
I'm freaked out. It's fucking
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking wild. And then Cat Williams went ahead and just called out
I was
fucking
disheartened by that,
everybody.
I was honestly...
All the comedians, bro. Like, no one was safe.
Bro, but to go back to fucking Hawking, bro, like, that was like one of my childhood heroes as far as like science goes. And like I was devastated to see that shit. Like the memes and shit were kind of funny, but at the same time I was like, this is a real fucking boner killer, dude. That's a bummer.
I mean, what did he really realistically do?
I
It
mean,
was
we
like-
don't know if it happened for sure. So like hopefully it's not true.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're all co-conspirators. Yeah, you can't get
But
ahead
yeah,
of
dude,
yourself.
if it
you know?
is true, man, that's fucking sucks.
Yeah. Cat Williams went ahead and called out fucking everybody on the comedian platform. That was insane.
Yeah.
Like, all for lying and shit. You'll see, like, rappers do that, though. At the top, they'll be like, fucking, like, yo, I'm top dog and shit. But comedians, it's very rare to see that.
That's not true.
But
dude.
the beef-
comedians are
I thought they're at the top, though. That's what I'm
so
saying.
really compe-
No, at the top
nowadays.
it's very rare.
Yeah.
No, it's very rare.
Yeah.
Kind of.
No,
I
it's
mean,
very-
Who do you know at the top that has done that?
Like they'll talk shit on each other, but like even a Joe
Behind their
Rogan when
backs and
talking
stuff.
Shit, like Joe Rogan will talk shit on comedians he doesn't like, but he'll never name them. Like
Yeah.
in the podcast, you can tell they know an
Yeah,
inside
I mean,
joke.
I guess
about something.
nowadays-
It's competitive, but, like, in the rap field, they're calling people out.
Yeah.
Cat Williams is the only person I know that has
in
done
the
that
past 10
at
years,
the top, though,
in like
still.
the past 10 years, the most affluent comedians try not to badmouth each other. I guess the culture's changed a lot in recent times.
It has changed a lot. I mean, back though when Cat Williams was there, super competitive. A lot of people talked shit and did shady stuff behind their back. In a way, it's still kind of like that, but Joe Rogan has made a community around him, trying to bring comedians together and upbringing them, I think, now.
I think he changed the whole dynamic.
He didn't,
did, yeah.
He didn't really speak on Joe Rogan too much. He barely had a couple minutes.
Well, Joe
worth of
Rogan
words to say.
responded. He did say that Joe Rogan didn't want him on the podcast, and Joe Rogan responded very well. He said,
You also have to understand, Cat Williams he's a very intelligent guy, but also like he's fairly delusional. Like he's a little bit mentally ill, dude. He's claiming to have read 3,000 books between like the fucking ages of 8 to 12, bro. That's 8 books a day.
I just think he was exaggerating. Yeah, it's not that serious.
That's like-
You're taking
that's
it
what
way too
comedians
serious.
But that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, dude. Like, and also he was
I don't
drinking
think-
alcohol. Like he
I
just
don't think no,
a lot of
I-
what he says.
A lot of what he said had validity, and a lot.
Yeah,
of
dude, a
people
lot
came
of the
out and
people,
said
the
that
comedians
it was
even
true.
said that, like, yo,
A
they
lot
even
of
came out, did not disagree with anything that Cat Williams said. They were just, like, making fun of it and stuff.
Some
They did not
comedians-
disagree, and if they were disagreeing, and if he was lying, they could get a lawsuit against him. Nobody hired a lawyer.
No.
How weird is that?
No. Some
Kevin
comedians
Hart just said
disagreed.
he's
As far as
Really?
the actors,
Yeah.
the only
How is he
thing
gonna sue?
that he didn't like overly embellish, was the actors that he was talking about on the movie Friday.
Yeah, I don't think he.
Ice Cube even spoke on it.
Wait, what do you? I'm so
Yes,
confused.
yeah,
There's
but
two
he was
different
the
things,
pimp.
dude,
What do you mean?
There's two
He
different
said
things
a lot
that
of things that were true.
He did say a lot of
talked
things that are
about-
true. What are you talking
I
about?
know.
Dave
I'm not
Chappelle,
denying
even-
that, but like, there's a huge difference between what he said about the movie Friday and comedians. I think
No,
some
he
of the
didn't.
shit
They
said
said
about,
the same exact thing that he said.
No,
Nothing
not
was
true.
a lie.
Most of the stuff
None
he
of-
said about comedians was true too.
Yeah, they even came out and said, Ice Cube even said that, like, yeah, what he said was true.
What he said about Steve Harvey as a comedian was true.
Even after Friday, he said that was true. I looked into it.
Most of what-
I even listened to
I know,
Ice Cube
I'm
say that.
saying, yes,
Yeah.
I saw that as well, but I'm saying, like, and it could be, like, listen, at the end of the day, like, taste is subjective, and he's very competitive. So, like, he thinks that Joe Rogan is pushing a bunch of shitty, mediocre comedians.
He never said that once. I don't know why you're saying that.
Yes, he did.
He did not say that. He never said that about Joe Rogan once.
His biggest beef.
Yes, he did, bro. I watched the full 2 hours and 50-minute podcast.
Did you know why he came on the podcast? His biggest beef was with Kevin Hart. So I'm
He was
really
just calling out
confused.
everyone for lying. Yeah, I don't know what
Kevin
you're saying.
Hart. He came on that podcast because Kevin Hart called him a crackhead for notoriously for years.
And he's been
Well, that's not
drug free
true.
since forever. He's never done a hard drug in his life.
He's went to jail a lot. He's never been prosecuted for any drug charges.
Yeah,
A lot of
Well,
what
he gets
he
in trouble
said
for smoking
about
weed quite a bit, but
a lot of what he
that's
said
not a hard
about-
drug though.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
he
saying.
said hard drugs.
Yeah.
A lot of what he said about Kevin Hart was true. I think he did embellish that story to an extent, but the whole story, the background is weird. He basically said that he knew a lot of dirt on these movie people, and that basically he wasn't willing to be paid to not speak about some things. He said there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in these industries, and he said when he stopped being like an industry plant basically and diverted away, that Kevin Hart started to take a lot of these roles, and he said there's a lot of similarities between him and Kevin Hart, but he said nobody knew about him, and then all of a sudden everybody knew about him.
Yep.
yeah, he's basically calling him an industry plant, which, I mean, I'm not
And I don't know
Same
if
thing
that's
with
true,
Luda
though.
too.
I'm
He
not
said that
gonna negate
Luda
that
had
to
the
some
same
extent.
thing in an extent where Luda and him both had, I guess, Illuminati reach out to them and say that if you shave your head and don't do the sideburns and thing, we'll get you in like 20 movies. Did you guys see how Luda responded? It was like in a rap
I
video.
mean, that was a really weird
but
response, but
it was a weird response,
I'm
yeah.
also, like, I think he is kind of fucking crazy too, bro. He used to have like a
Yeah, I'm not
show
going to
way
discredit
back
him.
in
I think he's a
2014
top-notch
about, like,
comedian.
a bunch
But-
of crazy conspiracy theories and stuff.
I think he is very eccentric, but I
Yeah.
think
I think he's highly intelligent, but like at the
you
same
gotta
time,
understand
like
he is doing his job right now. He is over.
he's getting the
he's
public
over-
attention.
He's over telling the story because he has a tour coming up. But what he said, what I'm saying is 99% of what he said was factual because
Yeah.
he had people come out and everybody said that those stories.
Yeah, you're making it seem like he's a liar, and I don't like that. I'm not going to discredit him.
Comedians
He's
have
a
a
very
job-
intelligent guy.
Comedians have a job to do, which is they kind of.
I'm saying
exaggerate
both.
their
He's
stories.
being very honest about a lot of things, but some things, like, I think he's a little full of shit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure some of it is, and he's overstretching to sell out
Yeah.
tickets.
Like, do you
and that's
think
what we're
that- you
saying.
think- he
Yeah.
said
So,
that he
yeah.
could read books
Yeah,
from
I
the
get
age
that.
of 4. No, he said he could read from the age of 3.
Dude, he's a comedian.
He knows 4
He's gonna-
languages.
yeah, you're going back to that again.
No, but I think
We already
he's
talked
very,
about that.
I think he is very intelligent.
Well, I'm just saying that the
Yeah.
context of some of the shit that he says needs to be
Held
known.
accountable, or
Yes,
what?
like if he's gonna
Like-
fucking be a dickhead and say all this wild, crazy shit, we also have to understand some of the context.
Well, he
of
wants
where it's coming
responses, so
from.
I'm sure he did.
But I disagree with what you're saying because
Yeah.
he came out because he's been blackballed from the whole industry. Like he's coming out and talking about these people not because he didn't have any validity. These guys all talk shit about him first. So if he came out and he was talking shit on some people for no reason that weren't talking shit on him, Kevin Hart called him a crackhead, and then he went into all these other movies where these people were trying to discredit him, and he basically said that's bullshit.
Yeah, imagine
Like,
if
I
that was
wrote
you,
my
dude.
script.
I'm calling out everybody for their
Yeah.
lies and shit, bro.
I'm
Like, I
not
think
saying
he's
what he
like-
did
You're
was.
saying that what he did was
Dude.
like not acceptable.
I never
I'm-
said that. You're reading
What do
into
you
what I'm
mean?
saying too much. I'm just saying, yes, I agree. a lot of what he had to say was true. Granted, I think some of the shit that he has said about himself in the past is kind of sketchy. He also has a fucking tour coming up, and if you want to sell tickets, you're going to want to say the most outlandish shit to get views.
Yeah, so we're all on the same page. I don't get what you mean.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So like, well, we're all agreeing with you. Like,
you're acting like we're disagreeing.
I agree with you. What you're saying, we're saying exactly that. Like,
yeah,
he's exaggerating. Yes, 100%. On some of the stuff, 100% he is exaggerating. Like, I agree with you. There's no way that he probably read the books. He's just saying that he's intelligent. Like, he is
intelligent. Yeah.
People have put him out there. To be a
comedian, you have to be intelligent.
Yeah. For people to put him out there for years as a crackhead and all the other shit. Like, he went through a lot of hardships, and he had taken a lot of kids, adopted a lot of kids, raised a lot of good kids. Like, he's done a lot of good. And
his specials are hilarious.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's a bad person, awesome. And he's one of my favorite comedians. I'm not saying that by any means.
Have you seen the Hustling one where he's like, hustling? Yeah. I don't give a fuck what you got going on. You flipping burgers and shit. You better. If that song comes on, hustling.
He's the funniest comedian.
He's hilarious, bro.
I think the way he sets up stuff is like next to none. I don't think there's a comedian out there that does it like him.
Yeah.
Besides maybe Dave Chappelle, I think is right there.
And then Cedric stole his joke. I forgot what show it was. I honestly don't know Cedric the Entertainer, but I guess that comedian stole his joke too. He called him out for that.
Supposedly.
And he didn't deny it either. So all of this stuff that he's saying that like no one was denying it in the responses. The only one I could see with Kevin Hart was Kevin Hart does hold the record for like having the most people in like a whole stadium, and Cat Williams said that he held that record. So I was like, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
And even to say that, like, I didn't agree.
That's not what he was trying to say. Cat Williams was saying that those people weren't actually there. He's calling him an industry plant because, like, if you listen to Kevin Hart's documentary, and then you follow.
That's a good documentary, though.
The trail.
I like Kevin Hart.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't add up, and like he basically was saying like, yeah, those sold out arenas. Nobody was hardly at those fucking shows. It was embellished, which I think that's maybe a little bit cap. Because if you look at his Netflix specials, and you see all the people in the fucking stands. I guess it depends on what arena show you're talking about.
Charlamagne talk about it, and I don't agree with a lot of things Charlamagne, but he said he was at some of those shows, and he said like before Kevin Hart was famous because they were friends, I guess, like really famous, and he said that he had a very authentic come up. Like Kevin Hart was being denied at a lot of places.
I mean, dude, he had a tough life too.
Yeah.
Well, you also gotta understand, like, dude, Kevin Hart's a good, wholesome guy, bro. Cat Williams has been arrested like fucking 17 times for battery, dude.
He is crazy.
Like, he's insane, bro. He's literally a mentally ill person. Like, I love him. He's a great comedian. He's a genius. But like, look at Kanye West.
Yeah.
He says fucking crazy shit.
He does say some crazy ass shit.
He's eccentric, bro. He's eccentric. Like,
no, and I agree with you on that because I think he is like the Kanye West of comedy.
He's the Kanye of comedy, bro.
Yeah.
110%.
Like, to be on his level of thinking, like, you're gonna...
Yeah, dude, people that are that fucking good at anything are gonna have a couple screws loose.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is facts. Yeah. Yep.
I agree with you.
But he spoke very highly of Dave Chappelle. I mean, Dave Chappelle's been at the fucking top.
Yeah, he loves him. I was kind of butthurt that he was like weird about Rogan. I don't understand because Rogan's done a lot of good for the comedy community.
Well, Rogan responded very well.
He didn't
come up defensive at all.
He's very tasteful. He said he would love to have him on. Yeah, that's all he said.
That's all he said. He's like, I spoke very highly of you. I'd love to have you on the show. That was it.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah, like I don't think Joe Rogan's gonna sit there and he's just not that guy.
Also, taste, like, to be fair, he said he likes to push back comedians. Taste is subjective. So what Cat Williams considers to be good comedy, maybe Joe doesn't consider, and that's fine. You know, there's all kinds of different types of comedy, dude.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's fair.
So, I mean, I
think he puts on a lot of good comedians, Joe Rogan, but...
I agree. I mean, all of my favorite comedians come on to his podcast, dude. Like, Protect Our Parks. It's like all my favorite comedians.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
Maybe with the exception of... I mean, no, I do like Ari Shaffir, but I don't gravitate towards him as much as some of the other...
I don't either, honestly.
I think my favorite...
That's what I was actually about to say, too.
My favorite comedians right now are probably Shane Gillis, Mark Norman, and Tom Segura.
Andrew Schultz. I think he's got to be in that conversation.
Andrew Schultz is up there for me. I mean, I really like Matt McCusker, but I'm kind of biased only because I love Shane so much. But yeah, I don't know. Shout out to the fucking shaman, dog. That boy's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's also like fairly new to comedy, but
Yeah, I don't know him honestly.
yeah,
But
takes
that
a
was
long time to
he
develop.
shook the whole comedian industry, dude. Like Cat Williams is fucking. Yeah, everyone was pretty shocked by it. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
We got 47 million views already, dude. The first 2 days it had 18 million views.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, Shay's podcast isn't even that big yet. So it's just so crazy people had to watch it. That really blew him up.
They did, dude. I
I don't
subscribe
think
after
there's
that.
any comedian
Shit.
that did what he did, and Joe Rogan I think did comment on that, which is like, as far as he will rock full arenas and he will have the whole crowd engaged, and if you know how hard that is, like they usually say like a small crowd, you know what I mean? Like he has people dying over like of laughter, like his setups are just, it's insane. Like I do appreciate, like I think a lot of people, Joe Rogan has allowed a lot of people to get famous that are good comics,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think they're like there's a lot of mediocre people that I think
Yeah, there are a lot of them are
public
mediocre.
life. Yeah.
But he's building them up, and I think in the long run they're
Yeah.
going to be great comedians
No, and that is
because the
true.
way he's
Yeah.
building them up.
Because they're at the, they're
Yeah.
not, they're all new. They're
They
not
are
Well,
all
even if
new,
they
yeah.
never
ahead
do
of the
become
curve.
great, like it doesn't matter. He's just creating a good atmosphere for the art, you know.
Which
he's
is everybody can
he's
win.
he's a patron of the
Yeah.
arts, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because to be fair, like, I don't even think Joe Rogan's that funny, but I still love him as a podcast.
No, he's a terrible comedian, honestly. I'm not going to lie.
I want to go as far
I
as
loved
saying
his
terrible.
last special that he did. I thought it was hilarious.
But like
didn't
but
watch
at the
it.
end of the day, like he still knows how to promote good comedy. Even
Yeah.
if he, like, in my opinion, isn't the most amazing. Like, it's not really my taste, but like
I think he's good casting comedians.
he's trying to
but
like
yeah.
Yeah.
he's trying to help push the art of comedy.
Yeah.
Like, he's a patron of comedy, which like I
don't
fuck
even-
with that.
I don't even think he just does it with that though. I just like his whole philosophy in life, which is everybody can win,
Yeah, exactly, dude.
right?
I fuck with that mentality.
Like, and I believe.
And
that
again,
that
like
taught us that too.
again, taste is subjective, dude.
Yeah.
Like, some people probably like his shit. It's just not necessarily what I find funny. Maybe it's not necessarily what Cat Williams finds funny, but obviously he has a following, so
Yeah.
you know somebody likes him.
Yeah, that's facts.
I like his opinions towards the world and politics, but I just don't think he's that funny, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Sean Strickland fighting with Duplessis at 296.
I can't speak on that at all.
A lot of tension. It was weird how they sat him by each other. I mean, you know Sean Strickland. You
Dana
watched him.
White.
You know?
It
I
was
know,
so funny.
but I'm
Dana
not
White,
really into UFC like that.
Dana White was so funny. He makes the seating charts, and he came out.
Dana White did?
Yeah, and he.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
he makes
why?
all of them.
You mean he
He
punched that
personally-
dude in front of his wife and kids?
Yeah, no, not his wife and kids. He moved him out of the way. Sean Strickland did.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah, he moved him out of the way, and they were like, they knew shit was going to go down. And so he punches Duplessis and, like, even threw with, like, elbows and stuff, bro.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was, oh my
Like
God.
he said, he literally came out and said, he's like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like,
Well,
how do I let
Duplessis
that
said to
happen?
him, I'm going to touch you like your father did, which isn't true. His dad never touched him. He came from a very abusive background, but
Never molested him.
his
Sean-
thing was like, you shouldn't be talking about that.
That's
That
fucked
was
up.
too far.
That was way
yeah.
too
No,
crazy.
Listen, I mean, he says a lot of shit about a lot of people's families.
That's what I'm saying. He's kind of a hypocrite because
So you
he talked a
can't-
lot about Ian Gary. Dude, I was like, you can't be
Come on.
crying and like, you're talking shit about Ian Gary's wife calling him a cuck and stuff.
Yeah, dude, like,
And I was like-
destroying his life.
I think
Like,
I
come
think
on,
he was
man.
aware that like it was fair game, but he's just unhinged and he knows that. I mean, he's very
He's mentally ill.
He's very
and he
Oh,
does
he's
talk
crazy
about
as
that.
fuck.
he's
Yeah.
very self-aware though
Yeah.
for somebody that's mentally ill.
He is.
And he's-
Well,
I
he
mean,
knew
he's a
that he has a
fucking-
fucked up childhood.
He's an amazing athlete.
Yeah. Well, did you guys watch Theo Vaughn, him crying on there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that was
really
awesome.
that was tough as
That was
fuck.
super authentic.
He's a very likable guy, and I like him a lot.
That was hard to listen to for a little bit.
Dude, it was.
But I mean, I like him more after that though. I mean,
I
I,
do
think
too.
it gives you a lot more perspective on why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
And
No, but-
he's fucking hilarious. Talk about comedians, dude. Sean, bro. He's
Yeah.
jokes, man. If he
He-
wanted to do stand up, I bet he would be great at
Well,
it.
he's
He would
playing a
be good,
character too, though, to an extent. So you got to understand, like, if you watch Sean at the start of his career, He didn't talk the way he does now. He was like had long hair and was really good looking. Like he's actually
Like a
good looking.
hippie guy, right?
Well, it's like Mike Tyson, dude. Like it's you have to think the best fighters also know how to gain publicity because that's how you get tickets for fights. Like you're also kind of an actor.
I think Mike Tyson's very different because Mike Tyson wasn't that way. He was actually.
Yeah, but dude, why do they film the fucking weigh-ins and shit, and they have everybody trying to get all gangster like da? Like, dude, you want to build hype to sell tickets.
100%.
You're talking
Mike
shit
Tyson,
back and forth.
Mike Tyson, like to say that he knew what he was doing. Mike Tyson did not know what he was doing.
No, he says that he knew what he was doing.
I don't think he's ever said that.
I've listened to him on the Hot Ones podcast. Like, I am a connoisseur.
He's very unhinged. He was very crazy.
He was unhinged, but he also like
how he even got into boxing is because a bully bit off a pigeon. He had a pet pigeon, and the bully bit off the head of it.
No, I'm not
like,
saying
that's so
I'm not saying that he's not
bro.
unhinged,
That's how
but
he got into boxing.
I'm also saying he understood.
Maybe now, Mike.
No,
Mike,
even then he knew, bro. Like not right away, early on in his career, but at some point he knew like I have to make this entertaining.
I think you have to look at like his whole perspective, and like I've
He's also on a lot of drugs and shit, which made it easier. But he understood that he had to be an entertainer.
Videos. Like I love fighting. Mike did not. For him to even say that, I just think is bullshit. And he does say like crazy shit sometimes, even now. Mike also claimed to be sober for lots of years when he was doing coke. He is he's a crazy guy.
Yeah,
he is very crazy, and I don't think he is aware at all. Like now, I think he is. He's a lot more self-aware, but he just had a terrible life, and that really was who he was. He was a fucking mad, angry guy. Like
yeah, I mean,
he talks about being very insecure. Throughout his whole like.
It's weird, bro. I mean, it's like it kind of makes me wonder, like, how much can you fuck up and still come back? Because
he's a great dude.
He did sexually assault a woman, or at least physically assault, but everybody still loves him. Like, how bad can you fuck up and still be cool in the public eye?
Nobody's perfect. That's what you got to realize.
Yeah, the whole situation. That situation was weird too, though, because I don't think he denies that he met with the women. I think he said he paid her, and then I don't know, some dispute happened, and he did physically assault her.
Yeah, he fucked her up, bro. Which
like,
I mean, if they were already gonna perform sex acts, if she's a sex worker, I guess.
But
it's
he
whatever,
came out so jacked afterwards. Like he came out of prison so bad. Like Joe Rogan talks about, like, dude, it is crazy. He came out, and when he fought, like, he said absurd shit.
Yeah.
And like
it's
how he's
crazy,
telling
like,
that reporter he's gonna fuck him. Like
it's crazy. It's crazy what we'll let go at the expense of greatness.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean Strickland even talks about how he was conditioned as a child in like you're raised to pent up all that anger in you because of all that abuse around you, and that's literally like you're growing up in the world and you're like, oh, the environment in the real world is way different than how I was raised.
Yeah.
Like you're already thinking like, oh, I have to be fucking hard, and you're probably over sexualized already by then, and it's insane because that's not how the real world works, and that's what the environment was that they were raised in,
Yeah.
So they're raised a certain way, and now they're in the real world and they're still acting the same.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck's going on,
I mean, if anything, in a fucked up way, like that kind of abuse made them great. But once you're a self-aware man, you have to work on it. Obviously, like you can't continue to be a fucking unhinged Neanderthal.
Yeah,
these are modern times, like that shit doesn't fly anymore.
You can, but you're gonna have to pay.
Well, he's
There's
found a way to do it
consequences.
healthily. I think Sean Strickland and Mike Tyson both found a way to do it healthily. Like they enjoyed beating the fuck out of people, and that's what they do with their career now.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like they're doing it wrong. It's not like they're just beating up citizens. Well, they did both actually.
I don't think Sean Strickland is a great champion. I think Sean will get taken out by Duplessis. That is my thoughts on that.
You think Sean by Duplessis?
I think Sean could either win a fight or lose a fight, and that's just who he's always going to be. I think he's a winner. Like, he'll win some and he'll lose some, like Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah.
I don't take away that he's a great fighter. I just think that it just depends on the night for him. Because sometimes you've seen in fights where Sean shows up, and then sometimes you see where he kind of puts his foot on the back. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he ever gets the fuck beat out of him either, though. It just sometimes it seems like he's not.
His mental toughness might not be there as well, or
he just doesn't show up that night.
Or
well, he showed that on Theo Vaughn. I don't think everyone's hard all the time.
Israel Adesanya, like he beat the fuck out of Israel Adesanya. and I think people take away too much on that fight. I think Israel Adesanya definitely had a lot of going on, but it wasn't like it was even close. He beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It just shows when he's on. If he can keep that hype, and I think that goes back to his mental health shit. Like, if he can stay on when Sean's on.
Yeah.
I mean, he's capable of greatness. It just is to be determined. Like, it's still.
Duplessis built like a brick house.
And he
could win.
People,
dude, I don't get it. I don't understand it, dude.
And he's a weird fighter.
He is. That's what everyone says.
They're both weird styles, though. So it's going to be very interesting. I hate fights like this because the fights that you think are going to be bangers, what happens 9 out of 10 times? They're not.
Yeah, the Colby Covington and Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
That was a shit show, dude.
They're just very.
What happened? Like, Colby Covington didn't want to fight.
That was one of the most boring fights I've ever watched in my life.
But me and Dad went back and looked at the statistics, and it's crazy that Dana White came out and shit on him so much. I didn't like that. And I think he did that because he didn't like that Colby crossed some barrier for him. But if you go back and look at the striking and the kicks, it actually shocked me on how close the fight was. Like, it wasn't a blowout.
It wasn't a blowout, but
it just wasn't the Colby that we're used to seeing.
It's boring. It's fucking boring, bro.
Colby is Colby Chaos Covington.
Most of those top fights are boring though, because they're trying to defend the title.
Yeah.
So
I just think he got way too much.
Leon was playing safe, and then Colby was not fighting.
He's
so
playing
it's like
safe. Yeah, they were both.
It's like
It was weird.
no one wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
Same with my god, and then fucking Tony Ferguson versus Patty.
Oh my.
Dude, Patty was tired. He looks like
terrible.
he's not a good fighter. He looked like dog shit the whole.
Overrated as fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
He's getting his ass. I want them to give him a top 5. Let Connor warm up with them, dude. Fuck, that would be a huge pay-per-view event, and he would get the dog shit.
He would. I think he would.
He's not a UFC fighter.
I feel so bad for Tony though. I was like, dude, he's gonna have to leave.
He kind of seems like an industry plant in the UFC, like, because he's just eccentric and he sells tickets, bro.
I don't think so at all. I think he'll get his day. Like, they're building up fighters now a little bit for sure. But he is going to have to
They
fight
fucking stack cards a certain way a lot of the time, so
they're playing it now with the heel and the hero thing.
Like, in a year or two, like, he's going to fight a top 5 fighter, and he will be knocked the fuck out. Like, Spark.
Yeah,
I think
but like
anybody in the top 5 in that division.
But that's in a couple fucking years, bro. They're going to maximize on the amount of tickets they can sell now. Like, we're in a economy to where, like, the moment matters, the hype now matters type shit.
Yeah, but he's not even that famous.
They're not even thinking about the longevity of his career.
Yeah.
It's just like they know he can make money.
Like,
dude, he's so famous right now.
No, he's not.
No, I don't think he is.
No, his Instagram followers. You got to look at his Instagram.
Yeah.
His engagement is terrible.
I think he's just overhyped, bro. He's really not that
Way
good. I think people are starting to realize that too.
You think
they're starting to realize that
bad,
he's slow as fuck and
he's
not
like on
that good.
every major fucking YouTube like.
I think
maybe on yours. That's like your.
Yeah, you got to look at
like
he is not famous in the community of fighting.
He hasn't
in
proved
the
himself
community
at all.
of fighting. Not
all he does is say dumb shit and eat a lot of food. That's what he's famous for.
No, but what I'm saying
not
is,
fighting.
it's not fighting.
His fights are terrible.
As like he's almost more of a fucking influencer than he is a fighter.
I'm telling you, he's not that famous. Like, he doesn't have that many followers compared to
the top
people.
Dude, that's cap, bro. He's on all kinds of major fucking YouTube channels that have millions of views, dude.
He's just playing devil's advocate today.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't agree with that. I look at his engagement. It's not crazy.
His engagement, like, what the fuck? You're on Instagram, like, fucking tracking the traffic, like, you're looking at the stats. All you're looking at is his followers, bro.
He's been on Danny Duncan's podcast and Nelk. I think you're thinking of those 2 podcasts, and I don't think it did anything for him.
He was on Kill Tony recently as well.
There's a lot of famous fighters out there that are a lot more famous than him. I just don't think the UFC doesn't play the build-up fighters thing. I think they're going slower with him. I think he will. It's not going to be within a year or 2. I don't even know why I said that. He just fought Tony Ferguson. He's going to have to fight somebody in the top 10 right now, and I think he will be.
I mean, Paddy Pimblett's a very likable guy. He's likable because he's funny, he's relatable, he eats like shit. Yeah.
He's a good dude.
He's just not a good fighter. That's why I hate him.
I just think he's way overhyped.
He is overhyped, yeah, at the end of the day.
Like, you get tired in a 5-round fight with a guy that's literally fucking chopped. He's chopped.
I don't think people care about skills as much anymore as they care about just, is it going to be interesting? I mean, how do you think the Paul brothers get away with their horrible fucking boxing?
Well, I think Jake is actually really good at boxing.
Yeah, Jake is good at boxing.
At the amateur level.
No, I think if you look at what Canelo did and what he did, Jake's boxing record is way more impressive than what Canelo had at that time. Like, if you're talking about fighting, I'm an expert about fighting. That guy is Jake Paul. If he wants to be a world champion in 5 years, he will be a world champion. Canelo was facing in his top 20 opponents. If you look at any of the best people, Mayweather, any of them, they're facing guys that were like 0-20 for like their first 20 or 30 fights. That's boxing. Boxing does not fight the best of the best. UFC, you do fight the best of the best. I do think politics has started in the UFC, but at the end of the day, why it's so good that we don't have a bunch of weight classes. You're gonna have to fight the best. You know what I mean? No matter what. Like,
yeah, I think if they create more weight classes, if they create more weight classes in the sport of UFC, it's probably gonna make it a worse sport.
No, and that there's not a bunch of co-promotions. Like, there's so many things. Like, UFC, the best fight the best. Yeah. Now, sometimes I get really pissed, and I think me and you talked about that, as far as they wait too long.
I think they should have given Adesanya fight Strickland right away. He proved himself in the night. I think in that way, they don't give some fighters the respect they deserve.
It comes down to greed, bro, because they fuck their fighters financially.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that is true either, dude.
You got to look at so if you look at, there's just did a podcast about this. Boxing pays their fighters way less.
They're just saying that they pay them that
the
amount.
middle ground, do you know, like UFC fighters, as far as when you have no name, you're still getting paid tenfold what?
And they pay them by their views.
Yeah.
So rightfully, they're paying them the right money.
The highest boxers get paid crazy money. Nobody in between.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That comes back to pay-per-view. Like, dude, yeah, that's why you have to be entertaining, so you get views, so you can get that fucking.
Do you think it's morally right though for the people in fighting to be able to say like the shit that they say, like Colby Covington, or with even McGregor
100%.
or Sean Strickland,
100%.
and Duplessis? That's true. There is no boundaries in fighting, I guess.
But I think you can call bullshit on there if it's authentic. Connor's just a shit talker. That's him. Like, Connor slapped an old man in a fucking bar for not drinking his whiskey. That is Connor.
I think at the end of the day, I'm a huge advocate for free speech. You can say the craziest, most sinister shit, but at the end of the day, people don't have to listen to you or agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Say whatever the
you
fuck
tune
you
in
want,
and watch?
bro.
I mean,
yeah, well, now it's like the heel and the hero now, and everyone wants to see that in the UFC, and that's what builds the fight. So I love that.
I mean, it's a trope as old as time. I mean, it's just like it's always been a thing.
Yeah.
Makes it interesting.
And they did sign up for it. But now everyone's going to know how to get in Sean Strickland's head. Like, they're going to bring up his child abuse or something, and he's going to get butthurt about it. But it depends if it's going to make or break him. Like, some people could build up off of that fuel, or others could just lean into it, and it could go the other way.
He asked for it because the personal shit that he brought up about other people's lives, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't give shit and then not take it.
I think
exactly what I'm saying. He's a hypocrite for that.
I think he can take it, bro.
Because he's talking about being such a man and shit, and like,
and then you're gonna.
And then he's being all sensitive about that.
It makes no sense to me.
I think he was probably just being soft that day.
No
one is hard 24/7.
You can't be an asshole and then play victim.
Yeah.
When somebody like says something that is sensitive to you, like Ian Gary and his wife. Do you not think that guy still has a kid? He keeps his life very personal.
And I don't think everything that Sean Strickland was saying wasn't even accurate about Ian Gary.
Did you look into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bullshit. That guy's a good looking dude.
His wife has her own last name or something, or he didn't take the ex-husband's last name.
No.
And the ex-husband works for them.
Yeah.
It's not like he lives with them. He works for them.
That's the more gangster. That's what I'm telling you.
It's like I'm fucking your ex, and dude, you're also working for me, and I'm paying you.
Yeah, you're on the payroll.
Exactly. So it's like, not everything was factual.
That's the relationship between them. I think Ian Gary was just pissed about it in general. I think he has a good relationship with the ex-husband, meaning, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's a bad thing. They co-parent. Like,
yeah. I
just think everybody overread into it because of what Sean was saying, and I think that the only reason that people are playing on his, like, that bothers him, the abuse from his childhood, is because he exposed Ian Gary in that way.
Right.
You've never heard anybody talk about Sean's abuse before that, but you opened up that door by exposing something so sensitive about another guy's life, and you didn't have the full story.
Yep.
Like, come on.
Well, that day I think his character wasn't there too, so you got to see the real side of Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think he knows
the facade wasn't there.
He's just like, he's a very impulsive person. I don't think he understands the weight of his actions.
No, and I do agree
Yeah.
with that because he is like, what is it called? He's very all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's capable of good, but he's also very capable of bad. I mean, he literally said on that Theo Von podcast that he wants to kill people, and he tried to kill somebody. He's fucking unhinged, bro. This guy's so sick.
Did you hear
dude.
what he said to his dad?
He's fucked up, bro.
His dad had a gun, and his dad said, "I'm gonna kill myself." And he told his dad, "Yeah, you probably should." Like, just crazy.
Well,
shit.
that was a piece of shit.
But like, even if your dad's a piece of shit, like,
Oh my god.
I would, dude. If I had him as a dad, I would be lucky that
He tried
didn't
strangling
kill
his
myself.
mom.
yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, if I went
was
through what
insane.
Sean went through, bro, like I'd be fucking. My dad would be lucky if I didn't kill him myself, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, bro.
And I get everyone has different
Listen,
childhoods. I'm sure people have a worse childhoods than Sean Strickland, but that was pretty terrible.
Pretty fucked up, dude.
That
I
was-
think there's a way. I think what
You
I
tell
was-
me if you saw your dad abuse your mother and he abused you and your
Oh,
brother
man.
like that, like you wouldn't say the same shit.
I think that I don't like people.
I don't know. I was in that environment, but
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
I can't speak on it too much, but if I had to guess, I probably would be about the same.
I don't
Yeah.
relate with people that play
Yeah.
victim too much, though.
I don't think he played victim too much. He said
he really leans into the story now.
he does lean into it a lot now.
And I
Like
don't-
that's
I
his
don't
whole
like that.
persona.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
For me, just like
Like he's
off of,
trying to
like,
play
my
in
own
like
personal
I can be this way because of my childhood. When
Yeah.
you have to be held at a certain standard
No,
at some
like-
point.
Like you
It's
just said, he knows what he's very.
Well, you think he's using it as an excuse to be more reckless?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I am the way I am because this happened in my childhood. Like, no, dude, you don't have.
That's a little bit fucked up, but I also think like people that get abused that bad are developmentally behind. So like I feel like he's kind of acting like a teenager right now. He's trying to use
And he
it.
gets punched in the fucking head.
Yeah, dude, he's fucked
is
up,
true,
bro.
yeah.
And like, you gotta think like Tyson might have done similar things if social media was as prevalent back then. He just fucking was lucky, and now he has like a bunch of people that probably try to help monitor what he says and does in the public eye. But like now that he's older, he's more self-aware. Like people that are abused so
Takes a lot of
bad,
years,
like
yeah.
you're developmentally behind.
No, 100%.
Like he's
No, that's
probably
true.
like 10 to 15, maybe even more. Like it's gonna take his mind a little bit to catch up.
Yeah, 100%.
Like he's a grown-ass man, but he has the brain of like a fucking teenager, dude.
Yeah, and a lot of.
He's just developmentally
nowadays,
behind
yeah.
because he's just been so abused, and he's a fighter, dude. Like not to mention like potential CTE and how that's affecting him and shit.
I guess I've just never been a believer that you're a product of your background, or your, like what you brought up as.
Well, I don't know. Nature, nurture, good fucking question, but
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know,
say you
dude.
don't have tendencies from
I think
it.
90% is genetics, unless you are in such a terrible environment like Sean Strickland. Like that's when I think environment does have to play a role in it. Like if you're in that terrible where your dad is trying to kill your mom, that's pretty traumatizing. But
Now
if
he's a
you're growing up
professional
like how we're
fighter
growing
too,
up,
bro.
90% of the time it's just going to be genetics and you're going to take after your parents.
Yeah,
So
I guess it just depends on the extremes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That is true.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, it's crazy.
But I think
yeah.
like there's so many things now. I just think there's so many tools. Like for Sean, he didn't have that, but for like this generation coming up, like you can go on YouTube and like there's just like people are so much more self-aware of what's not normal, right? Like if you're a kid in today's world getting abused and you have a fucking iPhone or you can go do research, like there's just so many ways to. And I'm not saying it's an easy situation either. It just I don't know. I think like for sure you will struggle growing up, but as you become an adult, there's no reason that you can't then go out and make a better life for yourself.
There's more opportunity to get help, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and I see that with Kevin Hart's story. That's why I always liked him in that way. Like, he talks
I love
about,
him.
like,
He's so inspirational.
upbringing
Yeah.
a culture. Like, saying, like, when you tell somebody they can't do it.
Yeah.
then
I
they
did feel
believe
bad
they
about
can't
that
do
one
it.
with Cat Williams. I actually like Kevin
'Cause I
Hart a
think-
lot.
Yeah, I love Kevin Hart.
Yeah, so
No, I fuck with both of them from just the standpoint of their art.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they've both done a lot of good things separately, humanitarian-wise. Just, yeah, bro. Cat Williams is a lot more unhinged. And, I mean, here's the thing, dude. Kevin Hart had a fucked up upbringing too, but I don't even know if it's fair to play the comparison game. But like, dude, Cat Williams' upbringing was pretty tough, dude. He ran away from home at 13. He grew up in a very like strict Jehovah's Witness family, and he did not like their religious pressures. He ran away from like some fucking state up north, I can't remember, all the way down to Miami, Florida, and was homeless, bro, at 13 years old.
Yeah, didn't you try getting into like the military then too?
Yeah,
you tried lying
to,
or
like,
something.
Falsely, commit. Yeah, he has a crazy. He does, but I think.
Can you imagine being homeless at 13, dude? Because your family is just too religious, cuckoo.
I think it's just all about perspective because I think Kevin Hart's life was just as hard in different ways.
In some ways, but like he also had the support of his mother.
True.
And his mom was always there and supportive.
His mom was
he
always
had a great
there,
mom.
Fair.
He did have a great mom.
Fantastic mom.
Yeah, bro.
He's just in a fucked up surrounding because they couldn't get out of it due to money.
Yeah.
Yep, that is
Fair
true.
enough. No, that's super fair.
I mean,
Cat didn't have any support.
yeah, parents are important, dude. Super important. And I mean, maybe Kevin only had the one, but I think his dad was in and out of the picture, if I remember correctly. But like, parental support is pretty good. Like, good. What word am I looking for? It's a pretty good prediction of like how you're gonna turn out later in life.
Yeah, 100%. No, I do agree with that. I do. And I don't think Cat Williams, he said he has never talked to his family since he moved out at 13, which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, never even had the urge.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
that's allegedly what he said.
I want to be surprised though.
Yeah. On that podcast, he was saying that he just hasn't rekindled their relationship. Kevin Hart's cool with his dad now, which is funny.
He is, yeah. He's not cool with them, but he lets his kids see them.
And he recognizes that he's just a little fucked up.
I think that's important though, bro.
Like Grandma Teresa, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's interesting.
It is interesting, yeah.
I think it's good even if like your ancestors are a little bit problematic to like have a sense of where you came from because it makes you appreciate your lineage more. You know, like I think us knowing our grandparents makes me respect our parents more.
Yeah.
Because I understand some of the adversity that they had to experience to get to where they're at.
Oh yeah, their life was so much harder than ours.
I mean, I think like that's like a fucked up thing with, I don't know, modern America is we aren't as good at placing importance on familial bonds anymore. Like it's not like, because even Jaden sent me a thing about like how cousins don't talk as much and going into adulthood and stuff, and like how that can be detrimental and the importance of like being connected with your cousins.
Well, we're the only creatures that stay in contact with their parents after adulthood. Most animals actually, they don't stay in contact with their animals. Humans are very different.
Well, what I'm saying, is like we need, I think like family ties and a sense of community is very important for us.
But I think we always had that growing up, as far as Dad said, like family sticks together.
Yeah.
Our immediate family, but I'm saying sometimes I think we've struggled with extended family.
Well, 100%, but I think there's a lot going on there because.
But I think it's like it's also very important.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you, 100%. I think some sides of the family we were really close to, and some we weren't.
I think people place less like importance on extended family nowadays than they used to.
100%, yeah.
Because like a lot of people, they'll choose a career over staying close to.
I feel pretty close to our extended
siblings
family,
and stuff.
We see them pretty often compared to most people, but.
No, it's very interesting. I was just talking to Ian about that actually. I have no urge to move away from my family. Like.
I don't want to, honestly. Like, I want my kids to grow up with cousins and grandparents and aunts and uncles and shit.
Like, okay.
Why'd you want to ostracize yourself from your fucking family? That's weird.
But Ian did tell me that it depends on circumstance. So, like,
takes a village.
If you're in a small town and it's just holding you back, like, I get that. Like, what Mom and Dad did for us, like, they had to further their careers. But, like, a town like ours is so perfectly sized.
It is.
And
I say that all the time.
talk about this, like, traveling.
Well, you try to help your family make it out.
If you want to go experience another culture, travel.
Yeah.
Like Ian's parents do that all the time. Like,
yeah, that's fair. And I mean, within all fairness, like all of our major family were within an hour to 2 hours of each other.
Still, yeah. So, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, like we don't have to all live in the same fucking town, but like it shouldn't be a costly, hard
Crazy,
endeavor to
yeah.
come visit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. It is crazy to me that people do.
Like, there's a difference between me spending $40 in fucking gas and me spending $200 on a plane
Well, we have
ticket.
technology. We can also FaceTime and do other stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
but I
if you're
don't know.
doing it for a job or for other reasons, I totally get it. Family, that's a whole nother reason. But
Yeah.
every town is gonna have their own faults. They're in, like, being in Salina. The more I love it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I used to want to get out of here and go travel a lot, but like going to live in like Wichita or Lawrence, like you're like, oh, it's all the fucking same.
I
kinda
hate,
weird,
I hate
it's
to
like,
say
damn,
it,
it's
bro.
like-
You and Keith kind of
Yeah.
experienced that. I guess I never had that urge. I just was like,
I hate to say it, but like
I felt like we had connections here. I was like,
I'm starting to become a little bit more of a homebody, and I don't love that about myself. But at the same time, like, I appreciate our city and like how it formed us.
I love
Yeah.
the people here.
There's a lot of diversity here, which
I
is
love that.
surprising.
We know a lot of people, and like I love that. I just love this community. I guess I love a lot of the people that I've grown to know over the
Well,
years.
dude, like,
you know what I mean?
Salina has a
All
fairly,
hard
like, it's not a
workers, like,
huge
also-
town, but like
yeah.
there's a lot of diversity between like, you know, Hispanics, Black, Vietnamese, and Laotian. Like, I don't know, I feel like we get a fairly good taste of the world.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's like we don't have like every single fucking culture here, but like,
Oh, we have technology to experience that too.
yeah, exactly.
So-
Or you travel, but like, I don't know, like, I appreciate this town for what it is.
And we're growing.
It's not like you can't go on vacation either.
Yeah.
So-
Me and Ian talked about that for years. Like, if I want to go experience, like, be somewhere else, like, I'm just gonna go
It
travel.
doesn't mean you have to go live there.
Yeah.
Like, I love Chicago. I'd never live there.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like, Chicago is awesome. Like, experiencing it. But even living in Wichita was too much for me, dude.
I
Like,
get
there's so much
anxiety.
going on. There's so many people,
Yeah.
and it's just not my place.
Yeah. I'm more of a like have some space, own some land, go visit those places.
Lawrence was almost perfect. I like that it was a college town and it wasn't huge. Salina, I have family here, so it makes it a lot better to communicate with you guys. And if I have
think
kids
I
in the
like
future,
Lawrence
free
better than I
babysitters, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I would only want people I love to watch my kids anyways. That's fucking weird to have a stranger watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want my kids to have active grandparents in their life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Like that, I want to
Yeah.
be close to mom and dad. I want them to be.
Oh, I'm taking advantage of that so hard, dude.
Oh, they're raising litters.
I think it's all important, bro. Aunts, uncles, cousins, you know, like, you just need grandparents. It's important.
Yeah.
We do have a line of them, like Grandma Mater, like we have so many people that would, like, you know what I mean? Like, they go out of their way to just engage with all of our lives.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And like take care of each other. I mean, even with our extended family, I think we also take care of each other even if we don't communicate a lot at times.
Yeah.
Just a phone call away.
That is true. What do you boys got going on today?
I gotta work at 3 o'clock.
What time is it?
2:02. I'm good.
About time to head out. It was a good session. I liked it.
Yeah, I like
You're-
it.